we are going to Japan. You see, I've always wanted to go to Japan just to see how far in the 3020s they are. But more than that, I wanted to ride the Shinkansen. Well, it seems that today is the big day, so I will meet you at the airport. Now we are inside the airport. Let's go and find a plane. I'm just joking, you have to book a plane obviously. You can't just go into a random airplane and expect to be in Japan in a couple of hours. Well, look at that sleepy giant. That must be our plane. Speaking of our plane, the plane we're gonna be on is an Airbus A330neo. This is the first large airplane that I'm gonna ride. No, not that one. Yeah, that's the one. Fun fact, this is the first time I'm boarding a big plane. Okay, so I'm seated here. A few hours after that, we began taxiing. Don't worry, our flight was not delayed. Boarding began early, that's why. I saw a lot of airplanes during the taxi to the runway, which will be part of my Aero Ventures plane spotting video. Hey, let's listen to the takeoff. Amazing. I think that was pretty good. It's a pretty brilliant sound, the engine. Anyway, we'll continue on with our flight. Yes, the weather looks bleak, but don't worry. After we climb out of Manila, it will be clear. Ah, yes, there we go. We are now in much better weather up here. You may notice that I'm suddenly much closer to the engines. That's because the crew actually provided me with a better seat. Thank you. Anyway, here's a montage. Finally, after 5 hours in the air, it was time to land. I have finally set foot on foreign ground. Don't worry, I will be making a video about the flight itself and the planes I saw during the flight on Aero Ventures. first thing I've noticed is that these actually provide cold air. So you can sit here and they will cool down your butt. I was already blown away by Japan, including whatever this thing is, which I accidentally woke up. It's waking up. What is this? The first thing to do was take the Narita Express to Shibuya. But before that, we had to take a sandwich break, because of course we did. After the sandwich break, it was time to get tickets for Narita Express. I then went train spotting at the station, something I haven't done in a long time. There will be a dedicated video for train spotting in Japan soon. We were now on board the Narita Express and bound for Shibuya. Unlike the trains in Singapore, which was a country that was supposed to be in the first episode of Foreign Ground, there's actually some scenery here on the Narita Express, so that's fun. So the events of day 1 are as follows. First, we're going to be on the Narita Express, which is already done. Then we're gonna go to Shibuya and then eat there, and then take 2 more trains to our Airbnb. Although I should have went to the Airbnb first, because otherwise we would have been carrying our bags while roaming around Japan, which was a hassle. We just stopped in Tokyo. Getting off at Shibuya. Then we crossed the crossing. The Shibuya crossing, the famous one. You know what I mean, okay? The scenery. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, the scenery looks like Manila, but better? Look at that building over there. Again, I will be making time for plane spotting. And look, it's a real double-decker bus. In Japan. I recall we did a lot more in Shibuya. But unfortunately, all of the things we did became lost footage for some reason. Here is the square. Well, it's over there, the square where a dog is going to own the same train station. Unfortunately, we did not go to the square. Very nice. We're gonna be taking the Den and Toshi line to our Airbnb. We're gonna recharge and then go out again and explore more. We did not actually go out more after going to our Airbnb. For whatever reason, the Den and Toshi line train was completely packed, so I couldn't record. Finally, we can go home. I mean to the Airbnb. Well, it's day 2 of Japan. Oddly enough, my clock says 4:57. However, it is already daytime. Well, not really. Okay, enough yapping about time zone differences. Let's get to business. I brought 5 companions with me. I have Steam Locomotive, Jennifer Shinkansen, a smaller Shinkansen that I haven't named, mascot airplane named Freza, which is actually recently named, and the plane that took us here. Note to self, do not bring the model planes anymore. Except for the mascot plane, because that's useful. For today's adventure, I will be bringing 1 companion. It's time to start today's adventure, even though it's 3 million degrees outside. Now is a good time to tell you where we're going for today's adventure. First, we're going to the Shibuya Sky Tower. Then, we're going to see the Harry Potter studio. We are going to be riding the train. Again. What's with the wind? Oh my god. What's with the wind? Whoa. And then we need to call chaos control because look what happened next. What is with the wind? Ow! Oh no! We're so sorry, After getting caught in a Signal 5 Super Typhoon, we continued on. Same deal as before. There wasn't a before because I will show it. That was rapid, quick. More train spotting. Because I said so. And this is our train. It is packed. And I wasn't joking. I was basically being hugged by everyone. I'm free! The train is so full! Remember, if you're going to Japan, you have to be quiet. Anything as before? Oh, you don't get the ticket. Then we got disoriented in Shibuya for the second time. this time without our luggages. The Shibuya Sky Tower is not open yet, so while you wait, here's a random useless video of me playing with my companion at the mall. Finally, the Shibuya Sky Tower is— Ow! Why do you need to hit the glass, you idiot? Cool ass truck. That's Shibuya crossing down there.
I can't resist train spotting.
The ceiling had some weird and wonderful lighting effects as we entered Shibuya Sky Tower.
But I mean it, even an elevator ride is absolute cinema here. But that's not all that Shibuya Sky Tower has to offer, even though that elevator ride already blew me away. Apparently this escalator will also do the same to me. I thought that was the entrance, but no, it was something else. It's this way. For some reason, everything here invoked nostalgia within me. These little rainbow discs dance, not the ceiling, the disc. I then approached this curious little spinning thing, and then I thought I broke it.
Oh! What are you? Do you spin?
Never mind, guess I'm just confused. This was from a later part of the video where I actually figured it out.
Oh! That's how it works?
That only took me about 10,000 years to figure out.
Here it is again. Kind of slowly spinning. Oh, and there's like a little greenery in the middle of a massive dystopian city.
Still train spotting in Shibuya Sky Tower, naturally.
It has little orbs in the sky. I mean the ceiling.
Okay, how many times are you gonna go train spotting in Japan?
It's like a long strip. Oh, this actually does. Oh, let's get food. Eating in the Sky Tower. Delicious.
Unfortunately, that was it for our trip to Shibuya Sky Tower. For some reason, I really like the vibe that Shibuya Sky Tower gives. It's dark with some white lines everywhere, and I like it.
This is the end.
Once again, here is an absolute cinema of an elevator ride.
Worry, we still have more adventures to do. Like the next one is the Harry Potter train, which is exactly why I brought my companion. Yeah.
Okay, come on, this is why the video is gonna be however long it is when it's done editing. It's because we're doing random useless stuff, like running my companion on the freaking moving rail of an escalator.
Because we're gonna stop at the next floor. I knew it.
For whatever reason, this elevator loved to stop on every floor, so the journey down took longer than it took for us to wait at the bullet train station on day 3.
Oh my god, it's silk. Only took me 2 days to find her. Let me just give you a stretch.
We're not doing that, moving on. My ice cream looks like this because while I was trying to grab it, I almost knocked over the whole thing, and it went like this. Thankfully, I managed to save it, but apparently saving it caused the ice cream to do that. It's finally time to go to Harry Potter. I predict that this door will not open, and this other door will open instead. Japanese elevators love to be sneaky like that. Did I get it right? Yeah! Bruh. Now you're also bothering other people, which is the #1 rule you should not break in Japan. Are you fucking this before?
Lightning quick.
I didn't know blue and white excavators existed. That was actually a crane, so I'm an idiot. Anyway, we're waiting for the train. This is the train. It is an E235.
It is another Tutuban to Buendia, January 7, 2024, where we were standing the entire way. Yung diesel shunters. That's always fun.
This train looks familiar to me for some reason.
I never noticed this until now. Look. JR.
We had to take another train.
Must be the beginning.
This might just be a coincidence, but the fact that we are going to take a Harry Potter themed train to go see Harry Potter was definitely jarring to me. The train jingle also seemed to play Harry Potter music, which went something like...
Wow.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what? A wizard.
Wow, a steam locomotive.
Don't eat my ticket. You ate my ticket.
We were joined by two young baseball players and they apparently were a tour guide, so that was amazing. Here we are! We're now in the Harry Potter studio. We decided to get this book. Then I saw this massive dragon which was on the ceiling, so that was already amazing.
Wow.
お手元にございますチケット記載のお時間から30分後までにツアーエントランスへご入場ください。
Car over there. Oh.
ご入場の際チケット1枚拝見いたし
I was absolutely blown away by this owl toy here. Just look. Here it is. There we go. I kept telling it to do that.
I want one so badly. This is our headband, I guess. Look at the flying car orbit us. That is above. Do the thing. Do the thing. Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately, I can't show you everything because that would make the video far too long. Instead, I'll show you the highlights.
We weren't allowed to take pictures there, but it looks like we can now here.
Wrong.
So this is the set behind the TV screen. It goes up and then reveals a real set, which is amazing. Because it is my mom's birthday tomorrow. That is my mom. Do not hate her. If you hate her, I'm gonna come after you. I'm sorry. Oh, the blue fire. Whoa, the thing, the fire. Wow, that's amazing. Optical illusion.
There are a lot of miniature models, as you can see. There's more over there, and they even drew up diagrams for them, or blueprints. We got to the moving stair bit, and the stairs actually move.
Oh, this is what they meant by create your own portrait over there. No way, my mom is there. Oh my god. Sorry. I have filmed myself. Oh, the stairs moving. I have to wait for myself to appear. Oh my god, that's me. That's me. And I showed my tree.
Aside from miniature models, they also have life-sized sets, which was not surprising because they do love to do that. The major models were more surprising, but still, look how detailed this real-life set is. We were going to film ourselves doing more stuff again, so can't wait for that.
Now we get to film. Yay. Okay, time to act. It's time to see what we did. Oh my! Oh, we should have failed. Yay! Unfortunately, I've lost the cow catcher, but it looks like we can put buffers there. Here's some more stuff. Here are the flying brooms.
If you want me to make a dedicated video for Harry Potter Studio, let me know. Unfortunately, like I told you before, we cannot fit everything here.
Hey, can you imagine that? It's like smokestack of steam locomotive. Wait, let's check the aerodynamics of steam locomotive. Ah yes, vortices, and then look, steam locomotive, choo 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 choo. Have an idea, watch. Where is all the smoke coming out? Is it getting streamlined? Well, I hope these are not real skulls. Ooh. Forbidden forest. Giants. Oh my. Do the thing. Wow. Hello? No, what happened to the flying car? My God. Oh. Oh. What happened? Whoa! Oh. Guys, I need help, please. Someone call a helicopter here. Horrifying. Horrifying. What is this? Why is there an elevator in the water? Oh yeah. The House of Hagrid. The flying car! The flying car. Okay. Alright, we're here at the next part of the tour. Oh yay! I think it's break time.
I got this nice beer in the bit butter beer. It's not actually beer, it's just, it tasted like soda, and there was like, I believe, whipped cream on top, which was delicious. Yes, that's right. It's apparently almost nighttime. That's how long we've been inside. It's the triple-decker bus from the show, or the movie, I mean. And it actually had real engines on. I love giant vehicles. I don't know why, but I love giant vehicles. Airplanes, trains, this one's no exception. It was finally time to see the Hogwarts Express. Wow! This is just beautiful, and it was much larger than I expected.
Oh, it's a flying car. Whoa! Oh, hey!
As a real fanner, This was my favorite part of the Hogwarts. I mean the it's an owl. I mean the studio. Forgot the name.
Alright, we're home.
Let's go. Yeah, still playing with my fan.
I don't think it's getting sucked in.
Whistle time.
So this was the real locomotive. Wait, that's the thing. That's that. It's huge. It's adorable. Whoa! It's like a little. It's a little. It's a little book that's alive. Wow! Hey! Whoa! Whoa! Calm down! I did not mean to offend you. Calm down! I did not mean to offend you.
I don't think he liked me very much.
Wow! Green screen and stuff.
Imagine if this entire thing was a Lego set.
Across the line, we cannot enter anymore. Let's try to enter. Oh no! I can't enter!
Unfortunately, that was it.
I'm a Lego Harry Potter, the flying car. And how much are you? Careful now. I know you want to go back, but don't slam into the... Say goodbye to your real life buddy. Say goodbye.
Today is our last day in Shibuya. We're finally gonna take the bullet train to Osaka. We're gonna be moving to a new Airbnb in Osaka, so we have to bring all of our stuff. It's just like day one all over again. Jennifer Shinkansen will be riding the bullet train with us, so that's good. The first thing we have to do is ride the Yamanote line to Shinagawa. There, we're gonna ride the bullet train. Look how excited Jennifer is. This is our train. And I just realized this is not the Yamanote line. Oh, this is the Yamanote line, and I recognize that train. Another E235. So looks like this is the train that will be taking us to Shinagawa. This was our stop. time for the Shinkansen. Finally, it was time for the bullet train ride. I've been looking forward to this. Tickets are expensive, so our ride was one way to Shinosaka.
We are going to ride the Shinkansen, Jennifer. That's ours. Oh, that's a bullet train. Whoa!
Inside. And this was our bullet train. Here we go. It was time to cross the land at 186 miles per hour. You are not mistaken. This is what 186 miles per hour looks like.
Jennifer, what's it like being a bullet train inside a bullet train?
First of all, the acceleration was smooth, and I couldn't even believe that we were already at 186 miles per hour. The ride was very stable, even at this high speed. As you can see, my train model is not falling off. Could you imagine living in a condominium over here? You could see the bullet train, and we can see you. I'm just joking. Farmland, that's always nice. The end of the bullet train journey, so we're now arriving.
Oh. Alright, this is Osaka. Whoa!